Oh yeah, diarrhea full of shit. Just playing on number 7. I know what else. I'm so legit. I ain't got nothing to say. So if I gotta say some shit. Hey Katie Boo, I just noticed. It's like 4:30 in the morning. You know, like I said, I went to bed pretty early. I'm not getting up at this time. You know who doesn't have to get up in 15 minutes and do his morning routine and go to work? And I'll be driving to work at 5 a.m. Me. So it's nice to be unemployed. It's too bad there's not a way to get paid for it. But I noticed that there was the world's most blue collar man at the bottom of the ASMR folder. I didn't mean to put that there. I was trying to put it in the world's most. I have a folder private because I think those things are funny. I only have a few in there. I have like all the generation ones, like in order. Boomer, the most boomer man, or no. Was there? I don't think they have the World War II or Greatest Generation. I have the world's most silent generation man in the world. That was like between what the hell? Between World War II and the boomers, I guess. Yeah. So that would be like Korean War veterans. And then it was the boomers. And then there's like a big jump, you know? It's like 70s. Yeah, no, well, no, I guess Generation X would have been like the 80s or whatever. But anyway, I've got the most silent generation man in the world, the most boomer man in the world, the most Gen X man in the world, the most millennial man in the world, and the most Gen Z man in the world. And there's different, you know, I just have one for each. There's different, what have you. But they're kind of funny, you know. I guess they're not, yeah, you know. And I wanted to add that one, you know, just to that, but it won't do it. Sometimes it won't. I want to add one more. There's like a ASMR where you've got the leather pants. I think you have, I have one in there, but there's one more. You know, it's nice, you know, and stuff. And I kind of like it, you know, when you cheek up, you know, like when you kind of put your weight on your leg, you know, and your ass cheek kind of gets that dimple, you know. What's her name? Do I have a nickname for her? I forget this shit. You know, you're unbelievable. Do I have a nickname for her? Leave a comment below. Casey. You know, her ass is big, but it might be okay. You know, I don't know. These things can be deceiving. I think, you know, she's got, like, she could really get that going, you know, like with jiggle and a wiggle, and, you know, she could get it going. She could work it, you know, left cheek, right cheek, and all that shit. You know, some chicks can't, you know. Because, like I said, chicks have so many different parts that come in so many different shapes and sizes. Dudes have less, you know. Generally, we have our frame. And then, of course, the cock and balls come in all different shapes and sizes. You know, ball, shaft, head, length, girth, curvature, hardness, and all that. And you know, like the urethra, you know, does it kind of puff out, and when they come, you know, does it kind of like pulsate, or are they just kind of, you know, and then of course, you know, how do they come, you know, are they a dribbler, squirter, shooting ropes, dick sneezer, you know, whatever. Is it clear? Is it like cloudy, swirly? You know, all that stuff. So guys got a lot going on in that department, but so do chicks, you know. As far as the vagipus, is it packaged, you know, nice and pretty and clean, or does it look like it threw up on itself, or, you know, whatever? Has she had kids? You know, that kind of affects the coloration as well as the internal shit there. But there's just, the shape, you know, and just from head to toe, pretty much, thighs, ass, tits, nipples, areola, of course, people's faces are all kind of different deal. And that goes for guys too, like, these, square jawed, they have kind of a longer head, kind of a rounder, square head, whatever. Same thing with chicks, and of course, lips. Guys, their lips. I'm not gay or anything, but their mouth is pretty much more all standard. But chicks, just you have thin lips, more full lips. Naturally, I'm talking not if you, get some injected or whatever. But so a chick can have a big ass, and it's like it's made out of clay, and your friend Casey doesn't so much seem to have that going on. But it is a big ass, and there is an envelope, right? A range. So, and like I said, your ass is phenomenal, phenomenally shaped. Because you're kind of on the thin fit side of things and you're a runner, I don't think you have much jiggle in the wiggle. I don't know. You might have decent, up and down motion, especially if you kind of accentuate it. But anyway, I just wanted to state that. I didn't mean to put that there. Because sometimes I put stuff there that's like, clearly not ASMR just because I'm doing this stupid whole, thing. And you're a Eurosick fan because, duh, and all that. But, shit. And, I guess that's all I gotta say, baby. Hey, yeah. And Mrs. Butthead, fuck you, you whore. I ain't your backup plan. So, honestly, I just thought of that. Like, how convenient and easy is that? You fucking whore. Get the fuck out of here. Now I'm offended. Because before I just felt sorry for you. Like, oh, that poor girl, Ding, 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 you fucking idiot. He's just got you on layaway just in case. Doesn't even have to actually, like, keep a contact with me or anything. Shit. You fucking whore. Honestly. Fucking company doorknob wants to keep me as a plan B. Fuck you, you fucking whore. You just focus on Guido the Speedo Torpedo. You don't worry about this fucking plan B backup. Oops. Fucking, things didn't work out. Simp boy. Shit. Leave me out of your fucking plans. Some bitch. Unless it includes your friend. But, honestly. I mean, as if shit. Come on now. Well, you gotta hang out? Pretty girl. But, anyway. Seriously, though. All I would need is one day. We'd be together. We'd be an official, dating couple for like an hour. And be like, it's been real. I'm out. But wait, we have a beautiful future together. No, we don't. Thanks for the memories. Ooh, that was great. You were great. But, I guess that's all I gotta say. Bye-bye. I really like this not having to get up early. I mean, I'm up, but I'm going back to sleep. I mean, the sun is even up. It's the moon is like in its cycle where it's pretty full, so it's like light out. But just one measly hour, It's like, well, depending on how things, go with this trucking thing and whatnot, you know, yeah. Even if I had to get up at 5:45 as opposed to 4:45, I'm cool with that. Just that extra hour. That's all. An extra 60 minutes. So that's what she said. Whoa, Jack. Actually, I could give you an extra 60 minutes. I could give you an extra 5 hours. But just saying. I ain't talking to you, Miss Butthead. Shit. Just because whatever. Oh, I don't think I could compare it to, the greed. So, that's a stallion boy right there. Tell you about a smile. Yeah, she loves me. I met a girl, Ma. She's gonna give you grandbabies. So, anyway. You fucking whore. I'm such an idiot. Honestly. I feel sorry for that bitch. It's the perfect deal. I don't have to call him or anything. Just was shit. Fucking doorknob. I don't. Doorknobs are dirty. They got a lot of germs and stuff on them. I don't know how you managed to go all these years without getting pregnant. You either ensure that he wraps it up, or you're on the pill and the pill fucks up, girls' hormones. So, hormones. So, you're probably not a moan type of girl. You might give out a little, every now and then, whatever, but. Whores get paid. But whore is like a more powerful word, you know what I mean? To call you a slut, I don't think would do you justice. I think a doorknob, but either company doorknob or just village doorknob in general, as opposed to pin cushion, everybody's had a poke, or bicycle, everybody's had a ride. I think doorknob fits you best. Everybody's had their turn. But, shit. And like I said, the Gweed, by your standards, is a catch. So, and I don't know him from nothing. I mean, he might. I doubt he's some Delta Force dude, because those guys have a different look and they just, I mean, as far as, obviously they have their military career, so that's going to be anywhere from like, 8 to 12 years. So I get that as far as age-wise go, because they got to go through their training and then they go through their career. So he could be the right age, to be some hotshot booger snot, military dude, but retired. But he doesn't have the right look, and he doesn't have the right girl by his side. So it's just kind of the way life works out, you know what I mean? So, and those guys probably, they're smart, so it's like you got to make a decision. Do I start a family and potentially, get killed and she'll be a widow, and the kid will grow up without a father? Or are they like, well, if I do get killed, at least I've passed on my genetics, and it's up to them. And I think most guys in general would go for have the baby, then, and that might be a selfish move, but it's like, that's just kind of how it got. I'm just sort of making this up. But I think if you were a special forces dude, you'd be dating, and stuff, and you'd find a girl, marry her up, and she'd be like, oh, I can't resist this. And, he's got the Oakley sunglasses and the beard and the helmet with all the shit, off of it, the night vision, and he's got the gloves and the vest with the flag on it, and I know he's not just some regular soldier. I know that he's, wah, and this, that, and the other. And he's a gentle, trained killer, and this, that, and the other. And she's not gonna pass that up. Again, it's like, well, what's best for the kid? What's best for the family unit? Don't care. Can't pass this up. Let's make a baby. Yes, he's off. Doing that. Combat commando thing. You know, no, his mission will never make the pages of history. You know, this is not a war. This is not even a political engagement. This is just him doing what he does because that's what he does. You know, blah blah blah. You know, how come Daddy ain't here? He's off doing his thing. You know, blah blah blah. Most guys aren't going to pass up on that. So as far as the Gweed being some hotshot burger snot, I'm going to say no. But especially because he just doesn't have a look, and he doesn't have a fucking physique. That's for sure. Let's not forget that. I just heard myself talk. Yeah, the rules get applied to me, but I'm not. They don't actually apply to me. I'm sitting here talking about Mrs. Butthead and her man, her stallion boy. But he could be like, you know, the owner of like, you know, McDonald's or something, or maybe he's like an owner of a string of car washes or something, you know. I mean, he could be a successful dude. I don't know. Maybe he's a teller at a bank, you know, women's work. Who knows? But, anyway. Fuck you, you whore. Don't talk to me.